Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. We are back to yet another presidential election. Today, we are talking about the 2024 Tunisian presidential election. Tunisia got to re-elect its own president, which honestly stood very little opposition. Who stood very little opposition? His name, Saied, who came to prominent power in 2019. Saied effectively took Tunisia back, but way back before to its ages before the Arab Spring. Some say Kais Saied, while he is pretty authoritarian himself, he cracked down on opposition in some cases, um, leading to his opposition being imprisoned, as you can see here. I'm going to read this paragraph down below. Just on the 14th of September, the administrative court ordered the independent high authority for elections to accept these candidacies, which the latter refused before the Assembly of the Representatives of the People, fearing that the latter would invalidate the presidential election transferred by a controversial amendment to electoral law. The powers of the administrative court to the Court of Appeals of Tunis. For his part, a sentence to a total of 15 years and 8 months in prison in 3 trials for accusations of false sponsorship. The sentences against him were interpreted by several observers and non-governmental organizations as judicial harassment aimed at eliminating his candidacy. Similarly, the sidelining of or imprisonment of other candidates were also denounced. So, okay, so this is Ayachi Zamel. Yes, he is from the Azamon. Uh, don't really know what this political party entails. Uh, Unknown political party, not very effective. Otherwise, there is another candidate named Zohar Makauzi or Makazi or whatever. I don't know how you pronounce these names, but yes, Mohar comes from the People's Movement, which is a left-wing populist said political party. That said, Tunisia has, going back to recent history, Tunisia has had its share of its most progressive presidents uh, in the day. Speaking of, you'll see um, you have Kais who had won the first presidential election. He won the second election just 4 hours ago, I believe. Uh, but then beforehand, there was the election of 2014, which I want to believe was the first election since the Arab Spring. You'll see, and really, so yeah, Tunisia. I would say this would be Tunisia's most democratic election in most recent years. Otherwise, you'll see, yes, complete left wing control. Then again, Tunisia was a socialist country. Islamic socialism was a huge indicator. It was in northern Africa. You have Algeria. Okay, Algeria. You got neighboring Libya, which was governed by Muammar Gaddafi, and then you got Egypt, ruled by Gamal Nasser, which was also a socialist country. So yeah, Tunisia is part of the said more northern Africa, which was solidified as socialist. Yes, you got this SDP, left wing socialist Destorian party. So, and part of the socialism in Tunisia remains today. Okay, part of that, uh, the socialist era ended in 2010 with the Arab Spring. I want to believe that's when the Arab Spring took place, where Tunisia got rid of a lot of its socialist radical policies, and they began to get more quote quote democratic. Really, here you'll see no ideology didn't really change. You got Monsief Marzocchi elected in 2010. 2011. This was this Arab Spring or Tunisian Revolution? I think that's what it's called. Independent 2014 Tunisian Revolution took place 2010. So really 2011 was that's where they did it in the said government, in the legislature. And again, people had very little say on who the president would be, but that, and again, Monzef was defeated by this guy, Banji Kade Asamsi. He comes from the NIDA, which is also a left-wing political party. So you'll see, then you got Kia Saied, who comes out as a social conservative. I don't know what that necessarily means. Okay, what does a social conservative mean? Okay, yeah, obviously, the whole Middle East is social conservative. Even more social, like Syria is social conservative, and it's a socialist country. You have the Ba'ath Party controlling Syria, and it has social conservatism to a point. When it comes to religion, right? But yeah. And whether yeah, and you'll see, yeah, he was reelected president for a second term in the first round. Good for you, because this guy was elected president during the second round. So is his popularity big? Yeah, I think Saied definitely showed Tunisia. He definitely showed Tunisia that he's not someone to mess with. He's not someone that you want to. You don't want to get on his bad side, and as a result, he got, of course, a lot of said votes, but at very record low turnout. Then again, he's facing very extreme low opposition here. You'll see, going through different demographics, Saied won 88.3% of men, 90.4% of women. Age groups were also different. Sure. 92, he did more better with older than 60, 92.7%. You'll see when it comes to men versus women, Saied did better with women by 2 points. Okay. Higher education, yada 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 yada. Okay, so no, you get what I'm saying. Demographic wise, Saied managed to win all the demographical groups, while his opponent, Samel, who honestly he was imprisoned during this election, actually did pretty well. Actually came in second place in a lot of these demographical groups. Maybe the lower education ones are different, but yeah, impressingly well, honestly. And here, I don't know if he came in second. He looks like he came in second. But that does show that, hey, if you are a candidate or a movement of some sort of movement and you've been imprisoned, a lot of people will think people will turn away from you because of that. Actually, that can happen, but you go back to other elections, like Eugene Debs. Okay, Eugene Debs, he was arrested after a strike. Okay, after he performed a strike, which ultimately he did it with illegal. Got to some altercations. He was arrested and imprisoned. After that strike was taken down by the government, and as a result, he ran for president in prison. And his base was somewhat successful, not as successful as previous years, and I want to believe 1920 it was, but then again, it was a third party sort of deal. He had name recognition, um, he had some sort of boost there. Uh, Same deal with other candidates here. History does tell us here, and despite being in jail and not having the and being the underdogs of like being contained in one place, um, yeah, it means he came in second. What it looks like. Uh, but anyway, what do you guys think in regards to Tunisia and Kais Saied winning the presidency? Let me know down below. And as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.